on?
Hello.
What's going on, New Gaming Order? This is Alex Lexus, Shinwar, and Smart Brother, aka Brother Nuke, coming at you with a dedicated mini podcast, which is focusing on one topic. Now, Nuke wanted to bring up something in reference to the Destiny controversy and some of the comments made by one of its representatives about how the backlash is, running rampant as of today. So I'm gonna give the floor, or matter of fact, introductions. Snoop, how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm excited to talk about this topic because, some people are short-sighted when it comes to things like this, but what people have to think about is this is going to have a lasting effect. This could have a lasting effect on the industry. So I'm excited. Everything's good, though. How you doing, Alex?
I'm great. I'm great. All right, and then Shinwar, I know he's playing Batman. I'm trying to hurry up so I can play Batman myself. But Shinwar, what intro before we get started?
Nothing much, man. It's Wednesday. I'm enjoying this Batman Arkham Knight. Make sure you guys go pick it up. That's all I got.
All right. So, Noop, you got the floor. Wow, what's going on, man?
All right, so can y'all hear me? Making sure. So at E3, the makers of Destiny, Bungie, there is an announcement that there is going to be a new expansion called The Taken King. Everyone's excited because Destiny is it turned out to be a big hit, despite receiving average reviews, because basically all you do is grind on the same missions over and over again to get new weapons and armor to level up your character, or you go into Crucible, which is the multiplayer, to get new characters.
The Crucible?
Yeah.
The Crucible. So, this is where the controversies come into play. An interview came out because of the pricing. Now, the DLC is going to cost $40.
Oh!
The game costs $60, but right about now, it's probably $60. It might be about $50. And I mean, there's articles on Forbes, Eurogamer. They interviewed them, and they were saying, hey, one of the gripes that people are having is people like myself who got the game when it first came out last year.
Me too.
Yeah, and you too. There's a special collector's edition that's coming out. I believe it is $80, and it includes the original game, the first two DLCs, and some exclusive content that you can only get with that collector's edition. So in the interview, they were asked, hey, what about those people who already have the first game and the first two DLCs? You're basically making them buy that all over again just to get a couple of extra exclusives. And they're basically saying it's worth it. To me, I don't like that because I'm a collector. Like, if I were to turn my computer around, you would see my shelf with all my statues and stuff from games and collector's edition. But, when you put the gamers, us, in a position to where literally, we're clamoring for your stuff, we like it, so you're going to put us in a position where we have to rebuy what we already have just to get the best of the latest and greatest. I don't think that's right. Especially when other companies like Microsoft and I can't remember the developer of Sunset Overdrive, they actually give you rewards.
Fisco.
Shut up. Me and Shinwar today, actually, Shinwar told me he got some free DLC from the makers of Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah, I got it today too.
Yeah, and I checked my mail and I got it. It was like 3 weapons and like 4 skins or something like that, or 3 skins for free.
Yeah.
When I bought Forza Motorsport 5, they gave me a discount on Forza Horizon 2 content. So when it came out, I actually got a 50% discount on the VIP pass. That's what I'm talking about. Like, they're rewarding us. They're saying, hey, you spent your money on our game, you helped build a community so we can continue to make more games. Here you go. And then it's like, the makers of Destiny,
they're pretty much saying F you, pretty much.
Yeah, and then, like, this is the big thing. The interviewer pointed out, he was like, you're charging $40 for this DLC. That's almost as much as the original game. It only has 1 planet. You're adding 1 strike. They're going to add some more subclasses. They're going to add, I think, about 3 or 4 more gameplay modes. But as far as the actual scope and size of the actual game, it's nowhere near what the original game was. I mean, the original game gave you 4 planets. Now we're getting one, focused on this one content. So they're like, how are you all justifying a price? And I mean, they kept dodging it. So I just wanted to toss this around a bit to see how you guys felt about it. Shinwar, how do you feel about this?
I think that's expensive, man.
And they're not separating it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You pay the original game, which is $59.99, $62 with tax and all that stuff. Then you get all the little DLC, and now then you may get a season pass, which it ranges from $19.99, $29.99 to $39.99. You're doing all that, and I understand. Okay, you got to make your money, but don't release 6 months to a year later the Game of the Year edition. Or the Ultimate Edition for $49.99 with everything included. And we've known NetherRealm Studios did it with Mortal Kombat. Rocksteady did it with the Batman games with the Game of the Year. And me and Noop was talking about this earlier with Ultra Street Fighter. We paid all that content across what? What it came out 2008 with Vanilla, so we paid all this, and then they dropped Ultra Street Fighter for PS4 for $49. Was it $49.99? I think it's $49.99. No, $39.99.
But Shinwar, can I sidebar with that?
Yeah.
You see the difference with Street Fighter and Destiny? You see, Capcom knowingly, we knew they were gonna do incremental updates to Street Fighter, right?
Okay.
So the one thing that I think that they did differently from Bungie was they made sure that, okay, you got Super Street Fighter coming out, we're not going to charge full price for it, right? Then, for those who are early adopters, you can download an upgrade to get that stuff so that you don't have to buy Street Fighter again to get that other content, which is what Noop was bringing up, because it says, give the early adopters the option to get that piece of DLC separate. It's wrong.
Right.
What Bungie's doing with that.
Listen, you can get it separate.
Okay.
You can get it separate, but it costs $40. But the thing is, there's some other content that you can only get with the collector's edition.
But that's what I'm talking about. You reinforced what I was saying. Like, the other stuff you can't get unless you get that. Now, here's the thing. Me and Noop were talking on my way home from work, where we're on the phone, and it was just like a point. Like, I do digital downloads for the games, right? Those who have the physical disc can go and trade it to GameStop and get that other version of the game or whatever. But what about the digital people? They get screwed out of it, you know what I mean? So you're gonna make them buy the game again just to get a little bit more? No, that's wrong. That's wrong. The one thing I will give Capcom and Arc Systems or whatnot, whenever they release all this upgrade, you're not paying full price for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but here's the thing though, Alex. Ultra Street Fighter for PS4, everything's included.
But it's an old game. It's an old game, like Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition. Yes, for what I was playing last night, and those of you who are checking out this stream, check out the Virgil gameplay. For $25, that's worth it. You know what I mean?
But
it's
Alex,
old,
but they added
additional.
But they added additional content that wasn't there before.
But
with Ultra Street
people
Fighter
won't
4,
buy it. They won't buy it.
Hold on.
Yeah.
For Ultra Street Fighter 4 with the what was it, the wild costumes?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get that for the Xbox 360 because I'm like, yo, I'm putting way too much money into this. With it being an aging game, especially with Street Fighter 5 right around the corner, that game was $39.99 with everything included. That does not match up to what we paid ever since
I agree.
Super Street Fighter. It
but
doesn't.
It's old. People have to have an incentive to buy it. You know what I mean?
I understand that. But the price still doesn't equal out to what we paid over across time. And like me and Noob said, what the company will want to do is, hey, okay, we'll give you this DLC or whatever. You can get it now, or basically wait until we do a Game of the Year edition or Ultimate edition. And then you get everything then. But they know nobody's going to wait. We want it now.
Right, and that's what happens. You know, you don't wait that year and be behind everyone. That's what they do. A year later, they drop the price and cram everything in there. This is another thing I've read. It
That's
hasn't
milking
been
the customers, man. That's messed up.
Right.
Now this is another one. In order to play the Taken King, right now, from what I've been reading, you have to have the other DLC as well.
So now you're being forced. They're doing stacked DLC. You know, but then again, you had other games like didn't Call of Duty do that?
There's been some other games, and I'm not just knocking, you know, Bungie for Destiny. There's been other games that have done this, and the reason I'm speaking out on it is because I don't want this to become common practice. Because
but
even like,
you know it is. You know it is.
Yeah, this Forbes issue says the new players are getting far and away the best deal possible with the Super Edition of Destiny priced at $80. For $80, they're getting the original game, the original 2 DLCs, and they're getting the new DLC for $80.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all of the extra small content that comes with that, skins, weapons, emotes, all that.
Yeah.
But for us, if we pay $40, we just get the DLC,
but not the other part. Yeah.
And also the digital version of that, you don't get any of the physical stuff, but it costs the same price as getting the physical copy.
Yeah, the pricing is all jacked up. But Noob, I just wanted to address someone in the chat. G2G. I wasn't familiar with the console modding for the Fallout, but I know they mentioned that at E3. But we're probably going to talk about it on our main podcast tomorrow, so make sure you check us out then, and we can, you know, shed some more light. It'll give us more time to research that for you. All right? So, yeah, just responding to one of our chat folks. But, Noob, continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so thank you for watching, and thank you for commenting. So, now they did say in their defense, and play devil's advocate, they at the beginning of the Forbes article I've been reading, let me find it. It said Bungie, year 1 players won't get the same perks as people who buy a collector's edition, he told Forbes. They'll get something better. Tune into the weekly update for more. Now this was as of June 23rd. So maybe they'll make up for it, but the pricing and what they're doing, I don't agree with. And I was talking to Demizzle earlier, and he said some other games. I believe he said Diablo kind of did the same thing. That's not right to your early adopters, because it's like we were the ones who built the community that gave you, you know, help basically give you the financial backing to build and add on to it. And now, you know, that collector's edition stuff is, they know it's very important to certain people.
Yeah,
it's
especially with all the investment, like if they put money into this, like they're gonna feel kind of messed up about it, you know.
And there's like people saying they're not gonna buy it because, you know, you should have offered, and Forbes said they should have either made, hey, if you're gonna do that Ultimate Collector's Edition for newcomers for $80, great, but you should have did a physical copy of just the Taken King for people like me, because I like the Collector's Edition because I like putting the stuff on display. But if that means I'm rebuying a game and the DLC again just to get that, that's not cool, and I'm not gonna do that. And you know what? People can try to justify that as much as I want, but you can't justify someone making you buy something you already have just to get the best out of the newest content. That's stupid.
Now, you know what? And Noob, I'll put it on the air just so you guys know, those of you who are checking out New Gaming Orders podcast, within the staff, we don't always agree. And I know Noob, Mugen and you know, Free Play Modes Demizzle, which is a spin-off of this show, they were justifying this. They're like, yeah, it's okay. It's not okay. If you really look at it, if this became a common practice, right? Imagine how many people would be rebuying, reacquiring stuff they already purchased. I'm not gonna go to a dealer to say, hey, I want this upgrade on my car. I want this new muffler. I want this new engine stage 1 kit. Oh, in order to do that, you have to buy a brand new car. The same car, so you can get the upgrades. No, you should have that option to stack on. Now, you know, aside from, you know, these folks talking about, you know, stacking the DLC, required DLC to play other DLC, I'm worried, Nuke. I'm worried because
that is worrisome.
Yeah, because imagine. But then again, if you look at Street Fighter, you got Super Street Fighter, then Ultra Street Fighter. You can't play other folks, you know, like Vanilla can't play Super People and so on and so forth. You have to have that DLC to keep it, you know, even. But as
And I think they did it like that because there's a rumor going around that the new level cap is going to be raised from 34 to 50. Meaning, I guess you have to be in the 30-somethings to even play the new DLC. Which again, it's a money grab, and it kind of sucks because it's like, dang, like what if I was a original adopter who didn't get the DLC? Now when the newest stuff comes out, I gotta buy everything. I gotta buy the first two, and I gotta buy the last one. I mean,
see, now Destiny's becoming an investment, and then, you know, and I think that the community was aware, like
the community,
the community lashed out because it's a money thing. Believe me, it's a money thing, because now in this day and age, you know, economy sucks, not a lot of people have work, and then these companies are trying to freaking stick a syringe in you and live off the gamer's passion. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, you know, what's gonna happen with the industry in like 10 years, you know? But I mean, it's a grim sign of things to come. Noop, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely going down a path where me and Shinwar were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
They're taking advantage of the new school gamers, and it's a shame because the people at these companies are you and I's age. You know, they're in their 30s. They grew up on Nintendo and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they're taking advantage because back when we were growing up, it was you buy a game and you unlock the stuff by playing that game over and over and over on hard mode, finding all the secrets, whatever. Now it's you buy everything. Oh, you want that skin without having to work for it? You buy it. You want this? You buy it. You
it's
want that?
All,
you buy
like
it.
my dad would say, it's all for the money. All the money.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, they're taking advantage of new school gamers because that's how they were brought into gaming.
Yeah.
They were brought in thinking, okay, to get the most out of a game, I have to pay more and more and more. And the thing is, we're getting screwed because I can tell you right now, there's probably been at least 40 or more titles within the last 3 to 4 years that probably came out incomplete. And the quote-unquote DLC we've been buying is the rest of the game we should have got
now,
in the first place.
Nuke, we were talking about this before, and I'm pretty sure Shinwar might be able to chime in on this. I remember when I said, I think I was talking to Shinwar about this. Ultra Street Fighter 4 is the version of Street Fighter 4 that I believe was planned way back when. You know what I mean? The models for T-Hawk were done. DJ were done.
True.
All of that stuff was done. You know what I mean? And now we're in a day and age where they trickle it out. You know, they will have all the games fully developed. Asura's Wrath is no different. You know what I mean? You had a lot of games that had this stuff all created, and they're like, hey, this is our strategy to milk as much money out of it. Now, granted,
that's what G2G is saying in the chat. He bought Injustice. All the content was on the disc, but you had to buy it to unlock it. That's crap. If it's on the disc and I buy the disc, you need to give me that content.
Yeah.
Don't put it on there then.
And then what's crazy about Injustice is when the PS4 came out, you know, Sony needed a fighting game to combat Killer Instinct, and so they released Injustice, the Ultimate Edition for the PS4 with all the content included.
And I got that for free. Hello.
How do you get it for free? Hold on.
PlayStation Plus.
This guy, yo.
Yeah, but you know, G2G, that sucks, man. You know, you had to.
JTG.
Yeah, you know, shut up. But he, you know, had to download the stuff again just to activate the other DLC. That's, ooh, you know, that's not a good look. And for Forbes to jump in and actually make some statements in reference to this, that means that it's really making a ripple effect, you know. But I think Bungie, if they hold their ground, they're gonna end up in the same position that Dan Matrick, who was you know, formerly, or the predecessor to Phil Spencer, found himself, and he's no longer working with Microsoft. You know, people sticking with bad practices. Oh, if you want backwards compatibility, you keep your 360. And then now look what Phil Spencer and a dedicated team did and achieve what they said was impossible with doing backwards compatibility on the X1. You know what I mean? Sometimes they got to reverse their positions to be in the good graces of the gaming community. So that's just they gotta listen to the fans. And Destiny being a new franchise and the type of game that it is, like a first-person mini MMO type thing, you got a lot of people who are passionate and willing to throw down that money, but they have to have a better strategy to deploy so that people are going to be willing to give you that money. You know, you can't say, hey, this is how it's going to be. Look what happened with the X1 and the Kinect. Microsoft try to force it on people. You need it. It's essential to this. This is no different. Bungie is making the same mistake as Microsoft. And watch, they're going to pay for it. They're going to pay for it. You know? But, Noob, I'll let you start wrapping up if you have any final comments on this.
Yeah, I'm done, man. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Troll EDG2G, for tuning in and with your comments. Yo, we have to band together as gamers, man, because we're the ones spending the money. I can't justify a money grab like that because I'm not the biggest Destiny fan. Like Gears of War, I did some stupid stuff, like just to get Gears of War stuff, like some real stupid stuff, like traded one 360 to get the Gears of War 360, like real stupid stuff. But even throughout their time of releasing games and content, you always had a chance to get it. You know what I mean? You always had a chance to get it. It was released at the right time. It was appropriately priced. But this kind of stuff to where you're kind of holding stuff hostage, releasing a second collector's edition, I've never even seen anyone do that.
That's crazy, bro.
I've never seen.
What if they
they're not calling it the Game of the Year edition? It's called it's titled The Taken King, but it's the limited edition version of that. They should just call it, like, you know, and it's a marketing thing. Now, had they called it Destiny Game of the Year edition, maybe it'll be marketed differently, and maybe people would look at it differently. Shut up. If you marketed it right, maybe y'all could have got by and say, hey, this is the Ultimate Edition. It's going to include 1, 2, 3. Okay, because we know that, you know, Ultimate or Game of the Year editions, quote unquote, are the ones that come with all of the content.
Yeah.
But you're labeling it as the new DLC, and you're giving the new DLC its own collector's edition, but you're putting some goodies in there that you can't get unless you rebuy what you already own. And, you know, and no matter how small I don't care how small it is, and I don't care how insignificant some people think it is. It's not right.
Yeah. Well, Shinwar, question for you. What if they release an MKX second collector's edition with stuff where you had to buy the game again just to get like 1 or 2 characters, a new stage, and some story content?
Honestly, I don't think that they would do that.
If they did,
if they had to make you buy the full game,
yeah, just to go. It's like take 2 steps forward. No, 2 steps back to get 4 steps forward.
It's like they're re-releasing Mortal Kombat X, and in order to get 2 new skins for each character, you have to buy that collector's edition to get those skins.
That's messed up, bro. That's messed up.
That's kind of what they're doing. There's some stuff in there that you can only get by buying that collector's edition. They're not selling it separately.
That's too much.
But again, they did say that year 1 players will get something much better. They haven't said yet. But
it better be that content. It better be that content.
As a true collector, it doesn't matter. As a true collector, you know a true collector is gonna want everything.
The true protector.
You know what I mean? Like Gears of War, I have Gears of War everything. You know what I mean? Because I'm a true collector. But I didn't get screwed in the process.
Well, hey, I mean that's rather sad. But you know, as we draw this to a close, make sure you guys check us out on our Thursday podcast. And there may be a possibility of adding a second podcast day during the week with, you know, splitting the teams up into A and B so that you have more content. And, you know, bringing on, you know, G2G, you know, who, you know, I haven't seen him in the chats before, but, you know, thank you for, you know, checking us out. And, you know, it might bring in more of a demographic where we hit different topics. So I'm also inclined to talk about the Batman Arkham Knight PC debacle, you know, but we'll save that for tomorrow. But make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Check us out on newgamingorder.com. And if you know, check out our multi-Twitch channel, you'll see that He messed me up. You'll see that Nelson, co-CEO, is also streaming Batman Arkham Knight for the PlayStation 4. So, you know, this is going to become not just the new gaming order, it's going to become the new gaming network. So, we can't do it without your support. And
the NGN.
Like ESPN. But this is New Gaming Order signing off. Thank you guys very much. Thank Nuke for bringing up this controversy. And I'm pretty sure Angry Joe is going to have it on his top 10 controversies of 2015.
It might not, because Angry Joe didn't even like the game. I think he gave Destiny like a 5 or a 6.
But yeah. He said it was a letdown. But I'm calling it now. You're gonna watch this podcast like back in December, and you'll see that this controversy pop up on his top 10. But shout out to everybody checking us out. And with that, we are signing off. We'll see you tomorrow on our weekly podcast with the rest of the staff. Peace.
Peace.